Greetings, wannabe adventurer. It's me, the Spaghetti Monster. Have you ever heard about Neverwinter? Yes, that name sounds familiar. Well, yes, because it does, duh. Ever heard of Dungeons and Dragons? Neverwinter Nights? Well, forget about tabletop and single player because this is a free-to-play massive multiplayer online game. With more than 10 years of content, Neverwinter has a lot to offer to new players. Just do me a favor. If you play this game, just join a guild and then actually play with your mates. As there is nothing as bad as seeing someone scream in the void because you, the tank, decided to queue a dungeon alone and fate decided you to be the top DPS. Unlucky. Like Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale, and well, Neverwinter, this MMO is settled in the same world space called the Sword Coast. Unless you're blind or part of the alpha generation, in which case you're too young to watch this video, buddy. Neverwinter is part of the Dungeons and Dragons universe. People will suggest Neverwinter doesn't have an overall story. This is incorrect, because the developers really love Valindra and we really seem to not be able to get rid of her. In the original Neverwinter Nights, we were but an humble adventurer. But after our triumphs, we got into a fight with Lord Nashor, the original Lord of Neverwinter. He killed our waifu, so we had a meltdown, and he decided to cancel us. Karma got to Nashor, however, and this game begins after a catastrophic event known as the Spell Plague, which reshaped the world and left a lingering magical chaos. Shortly after the player arrival, Neverwinter was nearly destroyed by the eruption of Mount Othenau, which devastated the city and left it in ruins. Nashor is gone, and instead we meet our new boss. Lord never remembered to pay us. I wish I was kidding. Don't expect fancy rewards from this dude. In fact, you should treat him like a homeless man we visit from time to time to feed him soup. Yeah, Neverwinter has so better days, and while it's been rebuilt, well, things aren't going okay. Lord Never Remember rule is contested by revolutionaries, a group of believers in the waifu killer, and the city faces external threats and the lingering effects of the spell plague. Key factions such as the Ashmadai, Devil Worshipper, and the Taian, Red Wizards seeking for power, are vying for control. The player steps into this unstable world as a hero, tasked with defending Neverwinter, uncovering ancient secrets, and battling the forces threatening for the city's survival. In Neverwinter, not all races are made equal, just like the real. And a good positive about Neverwinter is the race selection. You will instantly be able to instantly kick from the party any moon elf and halfling just by looking at the party tab. No, I'm just joking, please don't do that. It's mean, and if someone plays Neverwinter, he already suffered enough. Races go from human, dwarf, 50 shades of elves, tieflings, dragonborns, halfling, half-elf, and Asmar. Every race comes with different starting attributes, bonuses, and usually a powerful effect. Some races are better than others and are able to adjust their attributes by the sheer power of their will. But this sounds complicated. What does it mean, Pasta? I will give you a straight answer. Your race will not decide your performance. You can absolutely get to do more damage than other people by playing Halfling Barbarian. However, the racial bonuses are nice and still a factor, especially on support. Azimar is really nice since he buffs other party members' HP, for example. Throw can debuff enemies' defense, so it's a strong tank option as well. My suggestion is to frankly play the race you love the most. You know, because this is a game you should have fun. However, some races are going to be locked behind a paywall. Luckily, you can buy those races on the auction house from other players, but someone had to pay at some point. The current paid races are Menzoberran Drew, Azimar, and Metallic Dragonborn. If you, however, are planning to min-max, I will not link a certain Throne of Liberty content creator because, well, and even if I am a small content creator, I like to punch down by climbing a stair and body drop people. I would take a parachute if I could, but I'm not tall enough to fly. Another great thing about Neverwinter is the number of classes, 9 in total. And since this is an actual MMO, we are able to choose skills to use, as well as our specialization, which bring this actually to 18 possible playstyles. Are all of them balanced and equally good? No. Are they playable? That is up to you. Fighter. Once known as Guardian Fighter, he lost the Guardian part because he can be both an excellent, if not the best tank, and a great damage dealer. Will smack your girlfriend's ass and then ask, what are you going to do about that white boy? Barbarian, your typical Stacy. Barbie is all about making out with Kent and pretend to be the top DPS in the dungeon. 99% of Barbarian players are trash, but oh boy, that 0.1% will spank your ass and make you call them daddy. Once known as the Great Weapon Fighter, until Fighter bullied him so hard he had to get a name change. Sentinel, the tanking path has suffered for years, but now it's great and it's actually funny. The damage dealer playstyle is a bit demanding in endgames, as you are expected to do a 360 no scope, those animations cancels to really squeeze the last juice out of your sword. Cleric, once known as, sorry, I forgot. It was actually called Devote Cleric, sorry. Devote, it's the main staple healer, and Arbiter, the hardest DPS to play in the game, in my opinion. If you argue otherwise, please sit down, Timmy. The advantage of Arbiter is that it's a unique class filled with procs, RNG, and you need to perform a little holy dance before you enter any boss room. And if your group is not ready, well, you need to start again. Meanwhile, devotees, well, tanks will complain because you cannot prevent damage, just heal it alone. Wizard. Once known as Control Wizard, for a while we forgot it existed. Then the devs were like, nah dude, we need control. But don't worry, we may have taken the name away from you, but we took all control away from other classes, so we need to bring you back now. Wizard is divided in two damage paragon, Arcanist and Thaumaturge. This is a lie, you will play Thaumaturge or people will kick you off from the group. And I will initiate the vote. Fireballs, magic missiles, icicle rains, black holes. Wizard is very fun. Their main perk is that they get to use a fourth ability of their choice and gets an extra effect. Ranger, once known as the guy in the bushes that may or may not spied on your sister that one night. Ranger is a very twitchy damage dealer. It can be played both ranged and melee, but depending on your paragon, especially if you're a hunter, you will need to do both. They possess the highest number of active encounters in the game, so you won't get bored. Warden and Hunters are the paragons, one has lightning and the other has bushes. Paladin, once known as the Oathbound Paladin, now we just call it Pally. The first rule of a Pally is, despite sharing most of their skins with a fighter, they are forbidden from wielding anything except an hammer, maces, and maybe just a couple of swords. If you listen to the guy on Discord complaining that Pally is iconic not because of holy magic but because of the bad mace. It can either tank or heal, but for the sake of God don't try to do both at the same time. They can smite, they can fill your bar with a thick beanie, big offer. Or a pathetic whiny little chipping blue thing that you can hardly see, and the tank will laugh at you. Bard, nope, I ain't talking about it. We could have gotten a cool class, I don't know, maybe a druid or something. What we got instead was a magical rogue with a guitar. No matter how the class is good, high damage or the buffs it can provide. In fact, I will go even a step further. As we are playing this video, I'm deleting my bard. Here, take that. Warlock, once known as Scourge Warlock, now we call it Hunter Ranger, just to deny their existence because it makes Warlock's mains mad. Warlock mains are compulsive liars and you should never trust them when they try to spoon-feed you infernal propaganda like, you'll be amazed by the things I can do with my tail, and no, my patron doesn't expect me to get naked, kneel to his feet and start to suck his big swollen toe. In fact, being a Warlock main is a curse. They are the most active players in Neverwinter, they just love to play Warlock. If they stay too much on another class, they start to feel sick. What, you just have a single packed blade? Here, look at this. My green patron gave me two, and they are longer than yours. They can heal or damage. Both rolls are nice. Warlock Healer is similar to Paladin. They can shield, however it requires party collaboration as they need to stay in the green wheel to get most of the healing. Rogue. The hand rotates of Neverwinter. The rogue Sigma male mindset is indeed a social problem in Neverwinter. Rogues are the most selfish people in existence. They don't care about you because they can just press tab and go in stealth. If you're skilled enough in certain situations, when a tank is just died and you have aggro, pressing tab at the right moment will cause another DPS to die, as the aggro will switch to him for a split of a second. Learn to master this and do it with wizards. They will thank you for it. However, stealth is not what it used to be. Yeah, don't try to sneak past bosses. It's a cursed class, because Brett Pito of Neverwinter, also known as Brett Norton, decided to make the useless paragon called Whisper Knife the Ninja into a god tier and destroyed my assassin. Look at what they did to my boy! Pot of Blade, more like pot of dog shit. As a rogue, do yourself a favor and just play Whisper Knife. And if you think Assassin is better, well, you're just playing wrong. Playing Assassin is not only morally wrong, but it also tells people that you like to sin with your ass. It's in the name after all. Neverwinter is an action-paced game. You will be required to wave in your at will and encounters. Pay attention to your buff, your group buff debuff tool, which is called an artifact, if you're a DPS. If you're a healer, welcome to the magical world of bar management. Bar is empty, better get it up or your group is dead. And what about tanks? Ah, lovely, thank you for asking. Tanking is either the hardest job in Neverwinter or the easier. Why is that? Well, it depends if your DPS friends are super cute chicks or Chernobyl grain mutated fed roosters. In the first case, you'll probably not pass the first DPS check. In the second case, you lose aggro, and you'll witness a game of, and hey, why am I dead? Tank, go kill your... One of the unique features of Neverwinter is like Star Wars The Old Republic. Yes, you heard it right, companions. Difference is that in Neverwinter you have hundreds of them, each a little bit different. You have augments which don't fight for you but buff your stats. You have fighters that fight for you, heal you or do other things, and you have augments which don't do anything for you but buffs your stats. Companions aren't just summons, as they are also slotted as a piece of equipment for you. Mounts are also another gameplay elements that are not just cosmetic, offering you unique powers and passive you can switch in. Neverwinter has a lot of content to offer to new players, with more than 20 unique group dungeons and 8 trials to date. While normal dungeons are generally easy, Neverwinter is not an easy game by all means and requires coordination and preparation or getting a voice changer. Bonus point if you're actually a real biological gamer girl. Doing dungeons in Neverwinter is not optional. Doing random dungeon is gonna be your main way to refine Astral Diamond. In short, the money. In short, the main currency in-game. Progression in Neverwinter is tied to item level. So getting to level 20, the current cap, is not an hard thing to do. Has been streamlined, and it's pretty much a fast forward of some areas until you get to 20. Afterward, you will start your campaigns thinking of them as post-leveling content. They are gonna be a series of adventures, which are going to be some quests to complete, or content that will take days or weeks of repeatable dailies to get your boons, which are permanent bonuses that your characters will get. Joining a guild in Neverwinter is not optional, you want one, especially you get those sweet bonuses to boost your item level. Furthermore, don't hurt yourself by approaching endgame solo. Neverwinter is not solo friendly, I assure you. In one way or the other, you will need to interact with other human beings to get your gear. Hugging will only get you so far, unless you're really good or lucky. As you progress in Neverwinter, you might feel a bit overwhelmed by many systems being thrown at you. The pain to get past through certain item level thresholds can be also noticeable. However, item level is not everything, and just because you can have access to a certain content, it doesn't mean that you're capable of completing it. Depending on what type of player you are, there is also a lot to do in Neverwinter. The game is actually challenging, it requires coordination and knowledge of your class. The game also demands your ability to adapt to weird things like French tanking, the art of holding aggro while kiting the boss around, or German DPSing, the art of, sorry guys, I need to 420 blaze it by pressing H and click on kill me, or Italian healing, where the healer will switch side with the monsters at the end of the battle if your team loses, and he will pretend to be the good guy all along. Content like Tower of the Mad Mage, if you're ever lucky enough to step foot in a training group for this, will humble you. It's something you need to learn. While yes, extremist groups are able to blow through stuff, you should not let that discourage you because, well, those are very good players and, well, you're new. Besides gameplay, I know some people that like to collect mounts and companions. Others go after skins. The campaign also carries their own stories while they don't have much depth there, and exploring areas from Dungeons and Dragons for the first time, it's an experience that I suggest it's worth having. From the jungles of Chult to the Dreadring to Icewind Dale, there is a lot of variety to mobs and content. Neverwinter also features Stronghold and the Alliance Guild system, in which guilds can form alliances made by several guilds underneath a Helm guild leader. This allows cross-talk among guilds in Alliance chat, so it's easier to meet people, and it promotes unity by offering benefits in upgrade cost reduction to those guilds. Upgrading a guild is a very intensive work. Some people even do it solo, upgrading their small guild over the years as a long-term goal. As a free-to-play game, Neverwinter has a model that is different from the Elder Scrolls Online, for example, where you need to buy every piece of content or subscribe to have access to it. Instead, all the gaming updates are free. Progression is kind of on the slow side, and well, you can naturally spend money to progress faster, but none of those things will give you such a radical advantage. If you stick with the game, eventually you will get to a position where you can even get the premium currency in game called Zen by exchanging it for diamonds in game. It takes a while, but it works. Everyone has a different definition of pay to win, so I will leave that up to you. I will just have to remind you that somehow if the game doesn't have a box price or sell you DLC, they have to make money. The optional subscription in Neverwinter is a great quality of life. It makes you earning diamonds easier by giving you a free key to open a lockbox every day, some potions, and well, those are not really worth much, and reroll token to use to change your rewards in dungeon boxes. And if you don't have them, you can always use diamonds, so it's not too bad. Is subscribing necessary to play? No, just go play the game and figure out if you want to put some money or not. Should you play Neverwinter? Oh yeah, you should absolutely play Neverwinter. However, you need patience and must be willing to meet people and make friends. But more importantly, to keep those friends, because like most online games is prone to drama. But a more important question is gonna be, views. You want more Neverwinter content? No? Thank you so much. I don't have to play this game again. How about I demand at least 5k views before I even install Neverwinter again? This is not a message to you viewer, but me coercing people in my guild to make this video rise in popularity. If you are, however, looking to play Neverwinter, you should apply to Nicostratos as a fresh 20k player. Why? Just tell them that you are a friend of Suwin, because it will be funny them getting flooded with applications. If you're really looking for a guild and you couldn't get in the Nicostratos backdoor, Forsaken Rebel, only if you are not circumcised, this is kind of important. It's in the name, Foreskin Rebels. What? It's not the same word? Well, too bad. If you're circumcised and you live in America, Olympus is a great place. Lucy likes men on the shorter side and has no qualms into opening you to new horizons. Are you straight? Well, that is not a problem. You can still be in a straight position when flipped over. Sure, you may be required to slip into your best Astolfo cosplay and make anime sounds, but that is not gonna be a problem, right? Thank you all for watching, and if you enjoyed my content, please like and subscribe.